Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, look, it's been bloody lovely. There's been a little cyclone come off the tip of Australia and head down southeast out into the ocean, and we thought we might get a little bit of rain off that coming underneath it, but look, we just didn't, and that's how it is. Yeah, it has been windy though, but it's been sunny and things are drying out a little bit. So on the weekend I got a chance to slash a little bit of the paddock, and we found a bit of giant rat's tail grass in our paddock. Now I'm in the office, it might echo out a little bit here today. I just that busy on the weekend, I just didn't get a chance to film anything. I took a couple of bits and pieces on what I was doing on the 135. I got a bit of time on that, but the rest of the time I was just flat making bits for work and things like that. So, but yeah, about a month, 6 weeks ago, we went around and we got all the giant rat's tail grass they call it, and Google it and you'll see what it is. And it's just a grass with the flower on the top, looks like a rat's tail, and it's a weed, and we have to get rid of it. And so we go around the paddock every so often, but in the drought, we hadn't gone around for ages, but if we saw any we would chop the seed off. So Sunday morning Judy and I went around and did a run, and yeah, with the lush grass in the paddock, Judy filled up. Oh well, look, the process is that we find it. We've got a couple of little patches where we know where it is, and so we go with the secateurs and we chop all the seed heads off and jam them into a chook food bag, and then I follow up with the Roundup and round up the stump and around it a little bit, just to if there's any little ones on the way, it rolls them. And look, our paddock's got bugger all really, but yeah, with this last bit of weather we've had a lot of it. So we actually filled up 2 chook food bags, chicken food bags, just full of the seed heads. So it just took off. Yeah, we had patches where, thick as hairs in the cat's back. Yeah, so we've done that. We've done our bits and pieces there. Yeah, the shop's been very busy. I've had there was an old fella in town. He's passed away a few years back now. He used to make his own slashes or toppers, and he used to make these big discs, and the discs are 3 inches OD, and they're countersunk underneath, so you can push a bolt head through them, and then the bolt head is under the shroud of the spacer. And we've run out of them. You can't buy them. He just did them himself, and he sold a lot of slashes in the area. So so I had to machine up a few of those and get the steel and get organised to do that. So I've done that. I'm making one of them. I let the lathe feed too far, and I forgot I had a little solid stop on the bed, and I usually slide it right up to the truck out of the way, but because we were so close I forgot about it, and I'll sit here the lathe labouring, oh shit, because yeah, doing the bits and pieces, it just didn't. I actually, that was doing the cast. I was doing the cast on the lathe chuck backing plates, and what a bloody mess that cast makes. I didn't film that. I had shit flying everywhere, but I've got one lathe backing plate made, 1D1-4 backing plate drilled, and I've done the PCD, and I sat it in my little milling machine there, my little HM48, and I'd centre it, then I'd do a dummy run, and not far enough, I've got to come this way 30 millimetres, so I'd move that, then do it again, and it works out that the place I've put it to do that, yeah, I've got about 6 millimetres spare, so I've got to get it right within about 3 millimetres front and back to get the holes in, but that's no problem once you know. But yeah, apart from making these little spaces for the slashes, getting back to that, and yeah, I've been trying to knock a few of them out for work, because with the slashing season and yeah, the grass around the place, people are starting to buy slasher blades and that again. So which is good. But yeah, it takes time up. Yeah, by the time you rattle them out, and yeah, you get your stock cut. And on my little lathe, they're 1 inch wide, and it's 3-inch stock, and they're 1 inch wide. So by the time you hold it in the chuck and you have it hanging out about 5 inches, then you bore a 3/4 hole down the middle. There's 3/4 hole ones and 1 inch hole ones, and you bore the hole down the middle. Then you go to part it off. On these little lathes, we haven't got the rigidity, and chatters and buggers around. So you're trying to put a pipe centre up the end of it to support it while you're parting it off. It's a bit of a dodgy setup. But look, I've got a few to make, so every afternoon I'll probably go home this week and do a couple of those, and just to try and get our stocks up. But it's one of those things, you get 6 or 8 in stock here and they'll last you a year or ages anyway, and then all of a sudden you have a run on them, next thing you're out of them. So, not to worry, that keeps me busy. These plates, I've just got a heap of them. We've got 20 of these available now, or 19 available, and we're in the process of doing a kit with the 4 bolts. And I actually went and bought the bolts and the spring washers. Then I had a look at the Agco site, Massey Ferguson, and they didn't have spring washers on them. So I believe we've got the plates out on eBay and on the website at present. The kit with the bolts we haven't got yet. I'm still buggering around with that in my office here. I've got a bit of asthma again today. It's not the coronavirus. You wouldn't think the world could go so bloody mad so quickly, would you? I looked the other day, we have a little bundle of shares that we bought over the years, and well, holy, they've taken a cane. And I've been saying to Jude, I said, I reckon we should sell them. And she says, oh no, shares are long term. Oh well, fair enough. They are, so I've left them there, but we've lost over 30% of them so far. So, what a pain in the arse. And even our superannuations have really copped a cane. Yeah, in the last 12 months we've gone backwards a heap. We were like 3 weeks ago, we were way ahead, we were doing really well with our supers, and I looked the other day and holy dooly, yeah, so, there's a lot of people that are self-funded retirees in Australia, and to be a self-funded retiree, you must have income coming from superannuation or share income or something like that. You have to have something in place that when you finish your working life, you have a few bob. And look, the people that are relying on shares and their superannuation and all that, they're going to take a cane. I had a friend, Alan, and he retired with quite a large lump sum when the GFC hit, and yeah, he lost a shitload of money. He was self-funded. In the end, he's on the pension now. But you can still in Australia, you can dip into your superannuation and have some of the pension too. So they've got a like means tested thing. So for those who are self-funded or topping up their pension, they're going to really take a hit at the moment. So, but yeah, you just wouldn't think the world would go so bloody mad, eh? Something it's like a head cold almost, or gets into your lungs and causes pneumonia, and everyone's buying toilet paper. So yeah, and you've got to shake hands with your elbow. So yeah, I was talking to Father, he said, oh, it just goes to show people don't know their ass from their elbow. So yeah, just amazing. Yeah, people on TV, like we put the telly on in the morning sometimes when we have breakfast, and look, it's often just to get the weather or the local news or something like that, but God, it's all death and destruction and doom and gloom, isn't it? So there's not a lot, yeah, oh, just bloody nuts. Anyway, I've got no coronavirus in my office here, I've got none downstairs, and Bundy Bear's shed has no coronavirus, so I think we'll, yeah, try and stay home a little bit, and yeah, well, I don't mind staying home anyway, but we went out on Saturday night to my mate Jonesy's 70th birthday. That was a good get together, and oh, they bloody laughed. His young bloke set him up, and for his birthday, and his young bloke comes and does this big presentation. And Jones he's a bushy bloke. He's just a good country bloke, but yeah, just a bushy sort of fella. Yeah, not a city bloke at all. And anyway, he turned 70, so his sons set him up, and they presented him with this thing, and he's opening it up, and what it was it was a pretend ticket to skydive. And he's looking at it, and what's this? And he says, skydiving, like effing hell. We got a good laugh at his expense. So he comes at me later, he says, if I go, are you coming with me? I said, oh, I don't know, Jones, you'll have to have a look at the time. Oh, effing hell, he said. I think it's just a stitch up. Perhaps it is, perhaps it isn't, but I read it as a stitch up, so that was a bit of a laugh. And that was good. We got together and saw a few Indian people and all that, a few people we don't see quite often, but Jonesies do. So with the coronavirus, first week in April we were going to Tigigi if we could. That's canned. Just about every Indian rally in Australia that I was planning on looking at going to, whatever has been canned. There's just nothing happening. We have a big one. So, at the start of April, the 4th and 5th, we had Tigigi. I'm just pointing at my calendar. You can't see the bloody thing. I don't know why I'm pointing, but that's been cancelled. The Mungungo Mongrels run in, when was that, April, has been canned. We have a big show in town. It's a big agricultural show, Agro Trend. It was on 8th and 9th of May. It's been canned. The Bundy Heritage Rally's canned. Billawheeler will have to be canned. And so it looks like there's no shows to go to in the in the short future anyway. So, but anyway, look, that buys a bit of shed time, and if you're not going out socialising. Actually, on Saturday evening we were having a talk to a few of the blokes in the club, and we reckon, well, we could do it at my place. So we could all get together and just bring a tractor or bring an engine and have a bit of an engine day with half a dozen of us or 20 of us, and I don't know how many. In Australia you're allowed to have a gathering up to 500 people, but some of my friends on Facebook were messaging me saying they're down to 50 at the moment. So if something like that happens, we wouldn't do it, but we've been thinking of having a little engine day or something like that somewhere, just as a get together and a barbecue, just to stay in the loop more or less. So whether that happens, who knows? We'll just have to see. Pardon me. I've got a bit of asthma still now. Now, Sparex. Those of you who know and follow the channel know that Sparex have been supporting me with parts and things like that. Now, not last year, but the year before, they supported me with a lot of TE20 parts and bits and pieces, and a lot of my videos you noticed that I had, we prefer to use Sparex parts. Well, that was on any video where they sponsored it, and I tried to wear a Sparex hat and that. And so last year, even though I promoted Sparex parts when I used them on my 135 rebuilds and all that, I didn't ask Sparex for sponsorship for those tractors, because I felt that with some of the TE20s that they gave me parts for, I haven't completed yet. I haven't got it finished, and I thought it was just rude if I kept hitting them up and I wasn't getting the jobs finished, sort of thing. So with the 135 6-speed and the multi-power and a few of the other bits and pieces on John Deere and that, I often did use Sparex parts anyway, but I often, if I'm opening a packet or doing a carby kit or something and there's a Sparex part there, whatever brand part I'm using, I always show you the part and say, I'm using Sparex part number ABC or S.1234. So last week I had a meeting with Sparex again. The rep come up and he asked to have a yarn, and they hit me up and said, what's happening with this sponsorship? Would you like to go again? And I said, well, of course I would. we've got on well in the past with Sparex, and look, they're good parts. They're one of the better quality parts around compared with some of the other stuff we have in town here, and some of the quality parts that we bring in out of Ireland, some are good, some aren't. But look, the Sparex seems to have a better average range now. In the aftermarket parts thing, there's some people, oh, this is shit, that's shit, and I've seen the odd thing from any company that's not much chop, and but we have customers now that ask for Sparex parts because they've had trouble with the others, so that's a good thing. That's satisfying for me. So I had a meeting with Sparex last week, and they said they'd like to hop on board with me again and get things cranked up a little bit. Last year was a quiet year, like I said, and I didn't ask. I didn't talk to them about it because I felt I was just being greedy if I hit them up too much all the time. So anyway, so they come and saw me, and they said what they're offering is I'm a parts reseller, so I get parts cheaper than the general public would anyway, and so they've given me a budget this year, and I can spend that budget however I like on whatever products I like. If I've got a job or something like that, I can just hit them up. And look at this, for my cost for my parts, as a reseller, we haven't got an exact budget, but they said between $3,500 worth of parts they'll put towards any of my projects for the rest of the year, and which that's a great benefit, eh? Like, you can get a lot of T20 parts for that amount of money, and so we're planning what we're going to do. One, to make the most advantage of our agreement, and two, something that I need doing that will promote Sparex and will be a good display of their product and where it's used and the quality and all that. So that does a couple of things for us, I suppose. The 135 6-speed I'm working on, and look, I've been onto that yesterday. I've put quite a bit of work in onto the bonnet and all that this last weekend, and on the end of the stew, I've got what I've been up to with the 135, and it was good to get back to it. I got Maltese's Hart Park Harvey finished. It's completely done. He's taken it home. He did the gaskets and things like that for it. The Chamberlain gearbox is completely done. Paul's got that at home, and Saturday morning he came around home and we assembled the clutch and tested it in the press and all that. So I have no customer jobs at the moment, and I'm going to try and keep it that way. My work slows up tremendously, but I do enjoy these other jobs. I do enjoy the challenge of doing it and helping out and things like that. It's a good bit of fun. But now I've cleared the decks, I'm hoping to really kick some goals with a few little jobs. So the bonnet, where the bonnet had little sharp corners, I've got in behind and I've panel beated them around, and then you panel beat the corner down, then it bulges down here further, so you've got to try and shrink that in. And I'm not a panel beater's elbow, but I think it's coming up okay. A lot of work, but anyway, that's fine. There's a little clip. I've been chasing a fuel leak on the 135 6-speed, and I knew now and then there'd be a drip on the fuel tap, and I'd turn it into a different spot and it wouldn't leak, and then it wouldn't. But because I haven't been near it for a few weeks, I had a look and there's a little stain coming down the side. So I screwed a new fuel tap in yesterday, and actually I was going to have a look at that this morning. I have to have a look at the sub, make sure it's a good tap, it's okay. And but when I put the injectors into the tractor, I put a brand new set of Bearco injectors, B16 probably was the part number, I think, and I put them in, and I've been chasing this bloody leak, and it's been coming down the injector, and must be round the back, but the little leak off pipe, I've changed the washers and what I haven't done. And what it works out, well, I think I'm onto it yesterday. I ran it for quite a while yesterday, and the nut on top of the injector, where the copper washer is, I reckon that's been leaking there, so I've backed it off and nipped it up and backed it off, and of course you don't want to adjust any injector settings and all that with this, so so anyway, I've nipped it right up, and I think I've got that leak now, but I've got to do a little bit of touch up on the paint, but that's okay. I've got the dash light wide, and I started doing a bit of wiring, and I was sitting there doing it, I was like, oh geez, I don't feel like this shit. So yeah, I went on to other things, and yeah, the wiring was, yeah, I've got to be in a good frame of mind to do the wiring and follow it all through and all that, so I dumped that and went and did other things. So with getting back to the Sparex sponsorship, there's a couple of jobs I'm thinking of doing, and I've got quite a few 4-cylinder 35s there. So one needs a clutch and a gearbox. A clutch and an engine kit. They would make good videos, and to get away from the Massey Fergusons a bit and just go a different direction, I've got that Ford 4600 out the front, and I bought it with no cylinder head, and the liners, the pistons are rotted into the liners and all that, so it hasn't turned. It didn't turn when I bought it, but I got it really cheap, and it's a pretty straight old tractor, and so I thought it would be an opportunity too to pull the engine out of the Ford 4600 and run through overhauling the engine, do the injection pump like we always do. They couldn't find the cylinder head for the tractor, so I haven't got a cylinder head, but I do have an old cylinder head I had tucked away. It pays to be a hoarder, and so I was thinking of doing that, and my friend Quentin Ellis, he bought Bundaberg Engine Centre, which is Ellis's engine parts and something there in Bundaberg. He changed the name, I haven't quite got the tag with it yet. And I was thinking of buying an engine kit, we would bore the block out completely, put stepped liners in, 130 thou thick stepped liners in, match the liners to the pistons. I'd get him to do the head and cut the seats and put inserts in and all that sort of thing, but I was thinking of asking him, would he mind if we took the camera over, and we don't want to see everything, but when he's doing, we would be doing the camshaft bearings, brand new camshaft, brand new lifters, using cam followers, because these are just rusty. I've had the sump plug out since I've had it, and just to stop the water building up in there, and so that's something I'm thinking would be good value for Sparex. It'll be good value for me as get my tractor done, and it'll be good value for the number of videos and that we would get out of it. So so they're the things I was thinking of. I've already got a Sparex TEF 20 engine kit there. I haven't got onto the TEF 20 yet, I just haven't got room. I wanted to clear these 135s. The TEA barn find that I got, that I swapped that Farmall for a month or two ago now, it needs an engine, so putting an in-frame engine kit in would be good videos as well. An in-frame engine kit in a TEA 20, and Sparex sell the front tyres and all, so even though we can run the tractor on the TEA 20, we could drop an engine kit in, pull the head off, service the head, drop new pistons, liners, the whole lot, just an in-frame kit, not have the whole engine out and turn it on the stand and all that sort of thing. So there's a couple of options. The TEF 20 is not an option at the moment. I just haven't got the room or the wherewithal to do that. The TEA I could probably put on wheels so I could roll it around and get that done. An FE35 4-cylinder diesel and a dual stage clutch and all, that would be something I'd probably consider doing. and the Ford 4600 would be something I'd consider doing. Now, we've got a good budget. Look, for those jobs, like an engine kit for a T20 is $500. My cost wouldn't be that, but you know, $500 for an in-frame kit. I don't know what the diesel kit is for the 23C, probably $600, $700. I haven't even looked. They have an expensive clutch in them, so depending on what's wrong with the clutch, they would use some up. And the Ford, I had worked out my cost to do the Ford in parts when I bought it a year or two ago. It was around $1,600 in parts. So there's enough money to do a couple of things. The only thing Lance hasn't got is time, so I can't do everything. Yet the 135 6-speed, I'm at a stage there where I'm doing work on it and I'm doing the bonnet and that, but there's nothing I can show you, sort of thing. You know, the panel beating that I'm doing, I'm nowhere near proficient at it, and I'm probably giving people wrong ideas how to do things because I find I've got to do a few bits and pieces, so a couple of times. So anyway, look, I'd be interested in the comments how you think we should spend our Sparex money to best to give you, my viewers, entertaining videos. I've got the tractors there to do up. There's no shortage of tractors, and yeah, what would you like to see? What would you prefer? Would you like to see a Ford one instead of a Fergie one, since I've done a lot on Fergies, but a lot of my followers love their Fergies. So I've never done a 23C video, I've never done a TE20 video, a TEA 20 engine video, because in 1948, before I started doing videos, I have the engine done. And the engine on that one is just sitting up in the pallet racking. I could pop it out and pop it in that tractor and it'll be done, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep it original and keep it as barn findy as I can. So look, let us know what you would like to see as videos. But like I say, I've never done a TEA engine, I've never done a 23C, and I've never done a Ford engine on video. I've got a couple of little tidy up things to do on the John Deere 1640, but I don't believe Sparex can help me with that. So anyway, let us know. Lots of comments this week, that's what I'm looking for. You've got to stay home, watch videos, watch all mine again, watch all the ads on them. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a cent. And if I start putting really shit videos out, you can unsubscribe for free. You can, both ways, it costs you nothing. And there's a little bell on the side, and if you'd like to be notified when I put a new video out, come up on your screen, hit the bell and that'll come up too. So that's that for this week. I've got a few tack-on videos to go. I was going to do a video on the pitch circle diameter and how to use the DRO function to do it. I've done one. I've worked out where I can fit it now, so over the next few afternoons I'm going to try and film the setup, how to use the DRO on the mill for a pitch circle diameter of 3. And there's a couple of little quirky things, but some people will know it, some won't, so anyway, we'll see. So thanks for dropping by. Stay tuned, I have a few little tack-ons on what's been going on in the shed. I've got a new LED light for filming in the shed, and I'm going to put some more in. It's a cracker. So yeah, watch it to the end and we'll catch you next week, eh? Thanks for dropping by. And in the hoist bay here, while we have the primer out for the bonnet, we're doing a run of clutch cover inspection plates. They go under the 35s, 135s, 148s, and yeah, people take them off to adjust the clutch, or they take a loader frame off, and often the loader frame bolts up underneath where these are. So we have all these cut out, and yeah, I'm just putting a coat of primer on them, and they're for sale in the, I think they're for sale on the website now, and yeah, I've got 20 of them done. So yeah, if you need any, queenslandtractorspares.com.au in the Fergie section. Well, here we go, over on the 1356 speed, and I've been chasing a fuel leak, and I've finally got on top of it today after running it for a while, and it seems on the back of the injector nut here, where the adjusting cap goes on, these were brand new Bear Co injectors, and yeah, when it got warmer it'd leak around that washer, and I kept thinking it was up here somewhere, and because it was running down the back, then dripping off the front of the injector, and I've been chasing that for bloody weeks, you know. But look, I haven't worked on it for a couple of weeks, but it was just an ongoing thing, and it would come along and it'd run down the head surface there and run down and pool down the bottom. And another problem I had that I've just fixed is I've had a leaky fuel tap, and it wasn't a new one, it was just an old one. It was the one that was with it, and it all looked fine, but once I sat it, I could always come and walk past and get a little drip off it with it open. So, and it was running down, and it actually just, you can just see there's a couple of slight little stains in the paint here. But anyway, we're gonna get rid of that. That's okay. And I've just come around and I've just wired. We'll get that throttle out of the way. I've just wired the dash light up properly for the charging system. So we're running a voltmeter. That's okay. You can see the fuel gauge and the voltmeter kicking in if I can keep the glare out. So that's a good thing. A little bit of work on this tractor. I've got other work I've got to go up to the shed and do at the moment, or a bit of machining, so I'll have to head up there. But yeah, I just thought I'd come and show you some of this anyway. I'll take you out and we'll show you the bonnet. That's a coat of primer undercoat again. Now, I've been putting a lot of time into here, so I've got quite a bit of body of stuff in there, and I'll put a bit of spray putty in there yet. It's taken me ages playing with this bloody bonnet, but look, I'm getting it pretty good. I've re-radiused all these corners here, and I'll probably come up with a good hand sand. When I come around this side, remember that was a real sharp angle, so I actually had to panel beat the corner in and then try and bring this down level so it wasn't bulging out. So look, that's looking pretty good. A couple of runs in the primer, but look, that's okay. I'll let this dry for about a week now. I've got other stuff I need to do. I've straightened up some of that edge. Looks like it could come a little bit more yet in there, but when you put the back on now, the battery carrier, it is sitting pretty good. And just on a milk crate here, I've got the top cover and the carrier. This should be dry enough to touch, and this will have to go this way. So if I try and sit that in, the gap's not too bad. I can probably tidy this up just a little bit more yet, but when you run along the corner there, it may be just a little bit wider here, I notice. Probably not much we can do with that. It looks like this curve here is forward a little. I may be able to hop in that corner there with a coal chisel and just bring that back maybe. And on the other side here, the gap's okay. I've still got I think there's enough body there that I can tidy that out. You can see a couple little marks, a couple of tiny low spots there if you get the light right. Yeah, a bit of sunshine coming out now. So we're working away on it. Seems to be a lot of work and not much to show. Down in through here you can see that shadow. That was where the can you see that? You can see a shadow where it was coming out of the mould. Anyway, I'm going to let that well and truly dry, and once it's dry, like I won't touch it again today. I'll wait till through the week or perhaps next weekend. Once I know it's cured properly, that we'll put a coat of we'll probably give it a light sand, then put a coat of spray putty on it, and then we'll work from there. Well, I've had a little blue point sander like this. You could use it as a sander or a grinder, and the pad's buggered on it, and I couldn't find one in town here anywhere. So anyway, I went to Super Cheap, and they had a new sander, so I thought, oh bugger it, it's only cheapy, 80 bucks. And then they had a little palm sander there too, so just so you can put in your hand, and 6-inch pad on it and all that. So I bought that too. It has a dust extraction system, this one, but oh look, I've been sanding here for ages, and there's bugger all in there, so there's not much of a system. But yeah, we're out out in front of Bundy Bear shed there, trying to get a bit of sun so things dry quickly and all that. But yeah, as I was walking past, I thought, well, I might as well show you my sanders while we're talking about it. But I haven't used this one yet, but I've used this one quite a bit this morning, and it's been going really well. So yeah, they seem a good thing. About $82 or $83 each, and yeah, look, so far so good. And if we look up there, that's up on the roof of Bundy Bear's shed. Whoop, if I can keep you in focus. And what I've normally had are these big high bay lights, and they're 400 watt lights, and even though that looks white on the screen here to me at the moment, whenever I've been filming down on this bench here, which I like to do, it's just a handy bench to film on, I was finding that with the normal high bay on up above, this would come out really yellow. So the electrician that did the mains, where are we there, who did the mains for us, I was talking to him about this, and we paid his bill, and he dropped one off the other day. He said, here, give that to Lance to have a run. And it is bright. Yeah, I'll turn it on, but I think I'll probably have to cut that bit out. But you don't have to wait for them to warm up, and I'll go across to the side a bit so you can get a better look. That's standing, what, 30 feet away, and you can see the original high bay, the 400 watt. Now that new one, the LED high bay, yeah, well, you can see now how bright it is, even just by the naked eye over here. If you look at it, you've got to look away for a moment. But the centre one, the one in the centre of the picture now, that's a 400 watt bulb, and it's a mercury vapour. You've got to wait for it to heat up, and if you turn it off, you've got to wait for it to cool again. This other one starts instantly. The settings on that are 100, 150, 175 and 200, I think. And that's on 200, but an LED. So it's supposed to use about 1/6 of the power that these big buggers are doing. So anyway, I've got 3 more of these blokes. I've got one over on the hoist that I don't often use, but these big fellas, I've got 3 of them across the peak of the shed, which is just about kinking my neck doing this. So we're going to replace those with the LEDs, and look, I'm sure it'll give me a lot nicer light. That's where we're doing the little 135, and look, it's right under that. This light here is about up the front of it, and that light there is about 12 foot behind it. So when you look at the project, the light's not too bad, but I am always chasing lights. Like when I look in housings and things like that, or when I work over on my messy bench over there, I'm always running LED lights, that little light stand over there. So yeah, maybe I can get away without doing that. We'll just see how we go. That's always had a yellowy tinge to it, so it's a bit of a mess where I just finished doing Maltesers carby and all that. I haven't cleaned up yet. And yeah, look, it's a nice natural light. Like that's the light that I see in the monitor, and the light I'm looking at on the desk is the same. So before I'd see it like this, but it'd be a yellowy sort of colour on the desk. So that's a good thing. They're about 230 bucks each, but I think we'll fill the shed up with them.